Okay, this is the final time I try to make this video. I don't think you understand what I've gone through to get this video to you. I've had to shorten some things, even though we're not even going to do the whole page. But I want you to know that the guiding question is, how do we use a WGU table to help us convert measurement? And convert means to change it from 1 unit, say inches, to another unit, maybe yards or maybe feet. Okay, so that's our guiding question, and this is the question that you think about when you write your summary. Okay, these first 6 problems, you're going to have to do it in your notes, but not with this video, unless you have a ruler at home. But I really wanted to show you guys some things about the rulers. So on your Cornell notes, just number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll do these in class. Okay, and then for 7, 8, and 9, this is hard to do on an iPad because if I measure it like this, that's going to be a different measurement than if I measure it like that. So we'll just do that. When we measure our arms and our feet, we'll practice measuring. Okay, so let's look at numbers 10 through 20. And the thing here is that you are going to make a WGU table for each one. So I did that, and what's going to end up happening on some of these is we're going to have to do 2 WGU tables. The way you use a WGU table is, I'll show you on number 10. You look at your labels that you have, feet and inches, and that is your words, feet and inches. And then you use the mathematics chart to help you get the given numbers. The given numbers come from the math chart that you use on your STAR test. Okay, your math chart, what does it say? How many inches are in a foot? If you already have it memorized, you're great. That's a step ahead. So there's 1 foot and 12 inches. Now the unknown is your question. This is 2 feet, so 2 goes up here with feet. And then to find the missing unit, we cross multiply and divide. So cross multiply. 12 times 2 is 24. And then divide by the number we haven't used yet. 24 divided by 1 is 24. Okay, this really is something that you can solve without a WGU table, but it's much easier for you to organize your work if you use one. Okay, let's look at number 11. Number 11 says 5 yards equals blank feet. So 5 yards, feet. That is our words. Yards and feet. On the mathematics chart, which you'll be looking at one, we'll put the measurements. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. So how many are in 5 yards? And now let's cross multiply and divide. 3 times 5 is 15, and 15 divided by 1 is 15. So 5 yards is 15 feet. Okay. Number 12. 18 feet equals how many yards? Okay, look at your units. We're using feet and yards. Okay, and on the mathematics chart it tells us there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So our question is, what about 18 feet? Okay, cross multiply and divide. 1 times 18 is 18. And then divide by 3. What's 18 divided by 3? 6. This just helps us be very organized. Okay, let's look at number 13. We're back to inches and feet. I can't tell if it's going to be blurry for you or not. Okay, so our words are the labels, inches and feet. The given is what it says on your math chart, 12 inches. in 1 foot. So the unknown is the question, 60 inches. Okay, here we go. 1 times 60 is 60, and then divided by 12. 60 divided by 12, that's a math fact, is 5. Okay, number 14. We have yards and we have miles. On the math chart, it tells us that there are 1,000 on the math chart, it tells us that there are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. And it's saying, well, what about 3,520 yards? Okay, well, we cross multiply. 1 times 3,520 is 3,520 divided by 1,760, and you get 2. So that's 2 miles right there. Okay, number 15. 15 is a little bit different because inches and yards is not on the math chart together. They have inches and feet and yards. So your first step is to change 36 inches to feet. So we're going to do inches and feet, and that's 12 and 1. Okay, 36 inches would be how many feet? 1 times 36 is 36 divided by 12. That's 3 feet. Now we're going to take this information and put it on a new WGU table. So draw a new one that's going to give us feet to yards. Feet to yards. On the math chart, it tells us there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay, so what if there are, now go back and look at your WGU table, 3 feet. Okay, well, you can tell by looking that the yards is going to be 1, but let's cross multiply and divide anyway. 1 times 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So there are 36 inches in 1 yard. Okay, number 16. We have yards and inches. Again, yards to inches is not on the math chart, so we're going to have to change yards to feet and then feet to inches. So our words are going to be yards to feet, 3 feet in 1 yard. And it's saying, okay, if you have 3 yards, how many feet will that be? 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 divided by 1 is 9. Now we're going to take this information and put it on a WGU table to change it to inches. So here's my WGU, and I'm going to go from feet to inches now, which is 12 and 1. And I have 9 feet. Okay, now we get to use our math facts. 12 times 9 is what? 108, and 108 divided by 1 is 108. So 3 yards is equal to 108 inches. Let's look at number 17. It's just yards and feet. Yards, feet. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay, so how many would 7 yards be? 3 times 7, 21. 21 divided by 1 is 21. Okay, that was pretty easy. Okay, the last one over here, 2 miles to feet. Okay, guess what? We don't have miles and feet on the mathematics chart, so we're going to have to change, because what they have on the math chart is miles and yards and feet. That's what we're going to have to do, is change miles to yards first. Miles and yards. Okay, the given numbers for those: 1 mile is 1,760. Okay, there's 1,760 yards in 1 mile. So how many would 2 miles be? Okay, 1,760 times 2 is 3,520. Okay, divided by 1 is 3,520. Now we're going to use that number to change yards to feet. Yards to feet. Okay, so that's 3 feet in 1 yard. And then we're wanting to know about $3,520 yards, because remember that's equal to 2 miles. Okay, so let's take 3,520 times 3, and that's 10,590, divided by 1, and you get 10,590. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that on these problems here, 19 and 20, when you do them, 2 1/4 feet or 26 inches, which is greater, you either need to change this to inches or change this to feet. Change this to feet or change this to yards, and then you can compare. Okay, thanks for your patience. 20 points if you get this video in before class.